Now this is a story all about how my life got flipped, turned upside down. So I'd like to take a minute, just sit right there and tell you how I became the prince of a town called BABBLE. Hey, what's up guys? Whoa, it takes a little while to figure that out. Hey, what's up guys? Michael Kwan here, back for another vlog. You might know my dad blogger friend Tony Conrad from his Bad Dad Joke of the Day podcast on Anchor.
How does Darth Vader like his toast? On the dark side.
Or maybe you follow his blog at Faith, Family, and Technology. Well, one of his recent posts, he listed out a number of things that he's currently into for April 2018. I thought that was a good idea, so here's what I'm into right now. So maybe I'm just in the middle of a nostalgia hit or something, but you might know the movie Ready Player One. The movie is not as good as the book, but leading up to the movie, I came across a band called Gunship, and they have a song, I don't think it's part of the official soundtrack, but it's called Artemis and Parzival. It's basically the story behind Ready Player One, and it's a great music video. I don't suggest you watch it until you've already read the book or watched the movie because it's super spoilery. But what I really like about Gunship is that it's this retro 80s synth pop kind of style to it. All of the music videos have this 8-bit or even pre-8-bit Atari style animation to it for the music videos. It's a lot of fun, so I suggest you check out Gunship's Artemis and Parzival. So I follow several vloggers here on YouTube. I really enjoy the Lunch Break series from Mo Wong Fu. I like Little Miss Mama, Iz Harris, the Vlog Brothers, Hank and John Green. Well, there's this new kid on the block who's almost pushing 50 and he's just getting into Instagram, but somehow he already has 1.6 million subscribers. You might know him. His name is Will Smith. Sorry about that. So what I really like about Will Smith's style is that he's always so positive and he really does genuinely look like he's having a lot of fun. In his own words, he's gone YouTube stupid, including his appearance on Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah, sit down, please.
Let's sit down.
Maybe.
So obviously his vlogs are a little bit more big production value than most of us are able to achieve on our own. He probably has a team following him around. But I'll leave links to all of this stuff in the video description below if you want to check out some of the other vlogs that I've mentioned. Something that I've been endeavoring to do for the last couple of years or so is to read more. One of the books that I'm currently reading, or I'm listening to the audiobook version of, is The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F*** by Mark Manson. And despite the title, it's not really about not caring about anything. It's not really about not giving an F. What it's much more about is deciding on the values that actually matter to you and then deciding on the metrics to determine whether or not you've achieved that value. One story that he talks about in the book concerns his brother. He says that he's placing a great value on his relationship with his brother. He wants to have a good relationship with his brother. I think that's a fair value that most of us want to have. We want to be on good terms with our family. We want to have this warm, inviting, supportive environment. Well, what he was saying is that his brother isn't very good at replying back to text messages and emails in a timely basis. And the problem with that is that Mark was using that as the metric to base the quality of his relationship with his brother. Because his brother's not texting back right away, he goes, oh, he probably doesn't even care about me, he doesn't support me, he doesn't even know what's going on in my life. And what he's come to realize is that that metric is unfair and is not necessarily representative of the relationship that he has with his brother. So he's readjusted his values and his metrics for how he's going to go about approaching life. So it's not really about not giving an F, it's about choosing where you want to give your Fs, in case you run out of Fs to give. For some reason, in the last, I don't know, maybe 5 years, 6 years or so in Vancouver, aburi sushi has become this really big thing. I think the first time I had it was at Miku down by Cole Harbor, down in the original location before they moved to their current one. And basically what it is just sushi that's been torched under a blowtorch. So it has that slight sear to it. And now this has expanded to a lot of Japanese restaurants around Vancouver, including Sushi Roku, which I recently reviewed. Another link in the video description. And a lot of places what they're doing now is they're doing these fancy rolls with cheese, and then they torch it so the cheese melts a little bit. It's really delicious. So if you ever find yourself in a restaurant where there is an option for some aburi sushi, I suggest you check it out. And finally, I wouldn't say that I was exactly the biggest fan of David Letterman during his Late Show run. I ended up watching more Leno and later on more Jon Stewart and Stephen Colbert instead. But now that Old Man Letterman has come out of retirement for his new series on Netflix, My Next Guest Needs No Introduction, I'm really enjoying these like deep dive interviews that he's been doing. He's had guests like Barack Obama, George Clooney, Malala Yousafzai, and most recently Jay-Z. So like the goofball part of David Letterman still comes out here and there, but these are much more really serious conversations and talking about really important issues. So if you haven't seen the series on Netflix, there's a new episode that comes out like every month or so, and he always has these high profile guests. So David Letterman's My Next Guest Needs No Introduction. Alright guys, so I guess that wraps things up for another week. Leave a comment below to let me know what you're into right now, and make sure you smash that subscribe button 2018 style if that's what you're into. I'm getting awfully close back to that 1,000 subscriber milestone that I need again. So until next week, I am Michael Kwan, and I'll see you next time. In West Philadelphia, born and raised, on the playground is where I spent most of my days, chilling out, maxing, relaxing, all cool, no shooting some b-ball outside the school, when a couple of guys, they were up to no good, started making trouble in my neighborhood. I got in one little fight, my mom got scared, she said, "You move it with your auntie and Uncle to Bel Air."